Welcome to Star Chill Vibes. Dive into the universe of astrology, cosmic energies, and celestial insights with a relaxed, fun twist. Perfect for stargazers who love to vibe with the cosmos. Get your dose of zodiac, moon moods, and spacey good vibes. So today we're doing a really critical deep dive. We've got this incredible stack of forecasts and analyses, and they're all pointing to one thing: the year 2026 for Aries. Our mission really is to sift through all of it and pull out what you, our listener, truly need to know. We want you to walk away with a real workable roadmap.
It's more than a roadmap, it's a blueprint. And I think the word you used, critical, is exactly right. For Aries, 2026 isn't just a year of events. It's more like a foundational rewrite of your identity.
A rewrite, wow.
Yeah, we're looking at this really intense meeting of two slow-moving giants, Saturn and Neptune, and they are both settling into your sign, into Aries.
Okay, so that sounds like a huge deal.
It is. The whole challenge of the year is basically integrating Saturn's structure and discipline with Neptune's, spirituality and idealism. You're being asked to build something that lasts, but it also has to have soul.
That sounds, it sounds almost impossible for an Aries. I mean, their whole thing is impulse and speed, right?
Yeah.
How does the Ram cope when Saturn, the planet of limits, just sets up shop in their first house?
That is the big question. That's the tension you'll be working with for the next couple of years. Saturn wants form, time, responsibility.
And Aries wants it done yesterday.
Exactly. But before we get into all the heavy stuff, there's actually a huge cosmic relief coming that I think every Aries will be thrilled to hear about.
Okay, good. Let's start there.
So we have to look back at 2025 for context. That year was all about shaking off the old you.
A lot of reflection, a lot of slowdowns.
A ton of slowdowns, mostly because of those Mars retrograde cycles we saw. And of course, Mars is your ruler. So when it's retrograde, your drive just turns inward. It creates all this friction, these delays. It feels like you're running in place.
Right. So Aries was dealing with a lot of closure, karma, relationships.
Yeah.
And probably feeling really, really stuck.
Precisely. That was the universe clearing the ground for what comes next. And now, the huge relief.
Okay, I'm right.
Your ruler, Mars, is not going to be retrograde at all in 2026.
The entire year.
The entire year. It's moving forward from Capricorn all the way through Virgo. And what that means is your engine is finally unblocked.
Wow, so that feeling of hitting a wall over and over.
It largely just dissipates. You have a cosmic green light to move, to start things, to assert yourself. It's what you thrive on.
Okay, that is a fantastic way to start. But now let's get into the main event. Those powerhouse transits happening right in Aries itself. In the house of identity, we're talking Saturn, Neptune, and Chiron is still there too, right?
Chiron is still there doing its deep healing work. But yeah, this is a profound period of self-mastery because we have these two major planets starting multi-decade cycles right on top of you.
Let's start with Saturn.
Okay, so Saturn officially returns to Aries on February 13th, 2026. It dipped its toes in during 2025, but this is the real deal. This is the definitive end of a 29 or 30-year cycle.
And the start of a new one.
A brand new one. And Saturn here is demanding discipline, responsibility, maturity, all related to your sense of self. Your default is to just go, to initiate. Saturn is sitting on your head saying, wait, build a foundation first. Where's the framework for this ambition?
So if Saturn is the framework, the foundation, Neptune is like the weather, the atmosphere.
That's a great way to put it. Neptune is also in Aries for a very long transit, from 2025 all the way to 2039.
Wow.
Yeah. And its influence is just as transformative, but in a totally different way. Neptune dissolves boundaries. It's about spiritual dreams, but also, confusion and self-deception if you're not careful.
So in Aries,
it's inviting this profound spiritual maturity. The old texts call it the sacrifice of the ego. Basically, anything in your life that isn't authentic, that isn't rooted in some kind of self-aware truth, is just going to fall away. It'll dissolve.
that is a stark contrast. Saturn is making you hyper-aware of your limits, the real world, while Neptune is telling you to dissolve those limits and embrace the ideal. How does an Aries even navigate that?
Well, that's the whole point of the Saturn-Neptune conjunction. It peaks right there in February 2026, and it kicks off a whole new 36-year cycle.
Okay.
So you have structure, Saturn, and the dream, Neptune, stepping into the field of action Aries at the exact same time. It forces you to root your biggest visions in actual, tangible steps.
Realism meets idealism.
Perfectly put. You can't just be all dream and no plan, which is Neptune's trap. And you can't be all structure with no soul, which is Saturn's pitfall.
So, practically speaking, if an Aries wants to start a business, Neptune is the amazing vision.
And Saturn is the business plan. the legal paperwork, the 5-year budget.
Yes.
If you launch the dream without Saturn's structure, it just dissolves into nothing. If you build the structure without Neptune's soul, it feels empty and you'll abandon it.
So your actual identity has to become a blend of both.
A mature, disciplined, spiritual pioneer. That's the goal.
And all of this is happening while Chiron, the wounded healer, is still there.
Still there since 2019. And its job is to heal those deep wounds around identity, around feeling like you always have to be first, or comparing yourself to others.
That feeling of not being enough if you're not winning.
Exactly. Chiron is teaching you that true pioneering spirit comes from inside, not from beating someone else, and healing that wound. Well, it's the perfect foundation for the maturity Saturn wants and the authenticity Neptune requires. It's a cosmic trifecta of transformation.
It makes the theme so clear. 2026 is a relaunch, but a deeply mature one.
It's a complete transformation of your way of being from the inside out.
Okay, let's break this down month by month then, because it sounds like the energy shifts are traumatic.
They are, and it starts right away.
So January 2026, what's the feeling?
January still feels like preparation. It's carrying over that foundational energy from late 2025. I like to think of it as winter sowing. The ground is frozen, but you're putting the seeds in place for what's to come.
And we had that waxing moon in Aries at the very end of December 25.
Yeah.
That pure spark.
Yes, that impulse to act, but that energy quickly runs into the full moon on January 3rd, which is in Cancer.
Home, family, roots.
Exactly, your 4th house. So this is a moment of fullness, of visibility around something that's been quietly growing in your private life, maybe a milestone with your living situation or with family. Something becomes clear.
And then the new moon in Capricorn on the 18th.
That's your 10th house of career and public status.
Yeah.
This is where the structure starts to emerge. You're planting the seeds for the mountain you want to climb professionally. But since Saturn is still in Pisces for a few more weeks, this is all happening underground. It's the quiet planning before the visible climb.
So January is all about getting your foundations in order at home and at work before the really big shifts hit.
That's it. It's strategic groundwork.
Okay, then we hit February, the landmark month.
This is it. This is when the new 30-year chapter officially begins for Aries.
And it's all about that Saturn and Neptune ingress and the conjunction around the 20th.
It's a major statement. For the world, this alignment signals the start of a new 36-year paradigm where our collective dreams have to meet a very harsh reality.
And for Aries?
It hits you right at your core identity. Neptune entering your 1st house is an invitation to find a spirituality based on real wisdom and experience, not just, surface-level trends.
And Saturn grounds that.
It forces you to become a living example of your ideals. If you believe in self-discipline, Saturn says, show me. If you talk about compassion, Neptune demands you embody it, even if it means sacrificing some of that assertive ego.
That sounds incredibly difficult for the Aries ego, which just wants to push forward.
It is. The first few months of this can feel really overwhelming. You might realize the structures you thought you had in your life just aren't strong enough. The conjunction creates a kind of fog, that's Neptune, but Saturn is there to make sure that when the fog clears, you've built a lighthouse, not a sandcastle.
And the eclipses this month just turn up the volume on all of this.
They absolutely do. We have a solar eclipse on February 17th in Aquarius. That's your 11th house of groups, networks, collective dreams.
A system reboot.
A massive one. A solar eclipse is a huge new beginning. You might find your whole friend group changes, or you get involved in a totally new community one that aligns with this new authentic identity you're building.
And then right on its heels, we have a full lunar eclipse on March 3rd in Virgo.
And that light shines right on the details of your 6th house, your daily routine, your health, your work. A lunar eclipse in Virgo is, well, it's ruthless. It reveals every single thing that's out of place, every inefficiency, every bad habit.
So if your daily life isn't supporting this new identity,
this eclipse will bring it to a head. It demands that you cleanse and organize your day-to-day existence to support the new you.
Okay, so coming into March, we've just had these 2 massive resets, one for identity, one for routine. How do we manage that?
March presents a really interesting paradox because your ruler, Mars, moves into Pisces around the 2nd.
The quietest, most hidden part of the chart for Aries.
The 12th house, the house of the unconscious, of isolation, of processing. So the planet of action is now in a place of rest and reflection. You might feel a bit listless, spiritually tired. The universe is telling the pioneer, You have to rest and absorb the lessons of February before you launch.
That's a huge internal slowdown right after the biggest launch of the year.
It's a critical pit stop. But there's a really lovely counterbalance. Venus, the planet of love and beauty, enters Aries around the 6th or 7th.
Okay.
So Venus joins Saturn and Neptune in your first house. This makes you feel good about yourself. It boosts your charisma. It can even bring in a little extra money or some nice gifts.
So you feel attractive and magnetic, even if you're internally feeling a bit lost.
Exactly. You feel good, but you still need to do that inner work. The goal isn't to force things, but to use that Venusian charm to attract opportunities while Mars recharges behind the scenes.
And the new moon at the end of the month reinforces this.
The new moon on the 18th is at the very end of Pisces, again, in that hidden, reflective space. It's a new beginning, but a very subtle one. It's a final call to get your inner world balanced before the action really truly kicks off in April.
Which brings us to April. This sounds like where the tension really ratchets up. The desire to go versus the cosmic breaks.
It's a really potent mix of energy. Early in the month, you have Mars, Saturn, and Neptune all in your sign. Aries wants to move. Neptune makes your big idea look glamorous and exciting, I have to launch this now.
But Saturn says no.
Saturn puts the brakes on hard. It requires careful planning, checking the fine print, thinking about the long-term consequences.
So in real life, what does that look like?
It could be frustrating delays with permits, having to rewrite a contract 3 times, hitting unexpected red tape. But those delays are probably for the best. Saturn is testing the integrity of your vision. If you rush, you'll fail the test.
So the new moon on the 17th just highlights all of that. What's the best way to handle it?
You have to see the restrictions as quality control, not roadblocks. Use that Saturn energy to make your plans stronger. Double-check everything. Get expert advice. You'll feel the urge to move, but if you launch too soon, you'll just have to go back and fix it later.
Okay, but as April closes, something huge shifts, starting a whole new long-term focus for Aries.
A massive shift. Around the 25th, Uranus, the Great Awakener, moves into Gemini. This starts a long transit, all the way until 2033 in your 3rd house.
Communication, learning, short trips.
Siblings, your local environment, all of it. Uranus in Gemini is about breakthroughs in how we communicate and process information. For you, Aries, this lights up projects related to writing, starting a podcast or a website, editing, anything to do with words and ideas.
It sounds like a much more cerebral focus.
It is. Be bold with your innovative ideas and communication, but remember, Uranus also brings volatility.
So what does that mean for communication?
It can mean sudden arguments, unexpected trips, or just this feeling of intense, nervous energy. The key is to channel it creatively. Write that book. Start that disruptive new project. Don't let the electricity just scatter your focus.
After all that tension in April, May sounds like the month where Aries finally gets to floor it.
May is all about maximizing your drive. Mars is in your sign until the 18th. This is pure, assertive, get-it-done energy.
Yeah.
Use it, start things, be active, tackle those big projects that need sheer willpower. This is your cosmic green light.
And this is where physical health becomes really important, right? All that Mars energy needs an outlet.
It absolutely has to have an outlet. If you suppress Mars energy, which is assertion, anger, frustration, it turns into anxiety. If you're feeling frustrated by Saturn's rules, you have to channel that physically.
Go to the gym.
Join an intense class, start lifting weights, renovate something. If you keep that aggressive energy inside, it can lead to anxiety, friction, even inflammation. You need to move, and May is the month to move mountains.
Okay, let's talk about June. It sounds like a bit of a mixed bag. There's expansion at home, but also a big flashing warning sign.
The expansion comes first. Jupiter enters Cancer on June 9th, shifting focus to your 4th house of home and family. Jupiter here can bring wonderful stability, emotional balance. Maybe you expand your family, get a pet, or upgrade your living situation. It's a really nourishing, secure feeling.
But the warning sign comes from Mars and Uranus getting together.
Exactly. Mars moves into Gemini around the 18th or 19th, and it immediately conjuncts Uranus right in that 3rd house of communication and short travel.
So that's volatile.
It's very accident-prone. This is a time to be extremely mindful, slow down, don't rush conversations, don't send angry emails. Be careful when you're driving, proofread everything twice. Just caution.
But that same energy, if you can harness it, could lead to breakthroughs, right?
Huge breakthroughs. A Mars-Uranus conjunction in your communication sector can spark a sudden, brilliant idea. A proposal at work gets accepted out of the blue. A creative insight that changes everything. It's like a lightning bolt of mental energy.
And June wraps up with that tension between home and work.
Yes, the full moon at the end of the month is in Capricorn, your career house, while the Sun and Jupiter are in your home sector. The message is pretty clear. Take a break, take a holiday, enjoy that domestic bliss to balance out your professional demands.
Okay, on to July. And this sounds like a really joyful turning point after all the heavy lifting in the first half of the year.
July is a game changer. First, Mars is in a great position for travel, but the main event is Jupiter moving into Leo, your 5th solar house, around the middle of the month.
Creativity, romance, children, fun.
All of it. The focus shifts dramatically from home life to joyful self-expression. And this is a phenomenal placement for Aries. Jupiter in Leo forms a beautiful fire trine to your sign. It's just easy, expansive, creative energy.
So it's time to be in the spotlight.
Absolutely. My question for you over the next year is, what do I want to create? What do I want to give birth to that reflects this new, authentic me? This is about recognizing that your joy inspires other people.
And there's another alignment in July that supports this creative push.
On July 15th, there's a Uranus sextile Neptune. This enhances your visionary power. Since Uranus is in your communication house and Neptune is in your identity house, it means your imaginative ideas suddenly feel attainable.
Like you can actually build the dream.
You can build the dream, and you have the innovative ideas to make it happen. The structure is in place from Saturn. Now the creative flow is unlocked.
That creative fire just keeps building right into August with a total solar eclipse.
Yes, August 12th, a total solar eclipse in Leo, right in your house of creativity and self-expression. This is a powerful, dramatic reset of your confidence and creative identity. It's asking, how do you want to be seen? What story do you want to tell?
It sounds like it's making sure that the self you put out there is the real one you've been building all year.
Exactly. It's about stepping into your authentic power, not just your ego. The sources use the strength card from the tarot to describe this energy.
So not brute force, but controlled, patient strength.
Right. It's about balancing that bright, joyful Leo energy with inner calm and intuition. True power here requires patience and kindness. You're learning to let your inner fire burn brightly without having to scorch everything around it.
That feels like a really profound peak. So what happens when we move into the later part of the year? September, October, November.
This period is defined by a massive generational alignment. The Uranus trine Pluto. It's exact on July 18th and again on November 29th. This is rare, and it signals deep, empowering, inevitable change.
And a trine is harmonious, so this isn't a painful change.
It's not. This is the universe handing you the keys to your own liberation. You'll feel brave enough to finally let go of an old identity, a confining job, a relationship you've outgrown. It feels effortless and right. You're breaking chains you might not have even known were there.
And as we get into November, we have the last Mercury retrograde of the year.
We do. From November 9th to the 29th, moving through Sagittarius and Scorpio. For you, Aries, that hits your 9th house of beliefs and travel and your 8th house of shared resources and intimacy.
So, what needs reviewing?
In that 9th house, you'll need to revisit travel plans, educational contracts, or legal matters. But more deeply, you might be reassessing a long-held belief that just doesn't fit who you are anymore.
And in the 8th house.
This is critical for clearing up confusion around debts, taxes, shared finances, or intimacy. It's a time to pause and double-check everything, especially in relationships, before you commit. It's about rebuilding confidence based on cleared-up truths.
Okay, we've almost made it through this monumental year. What does December hold?
December is about inspiration and preparation. For the first 3 weeks, the sun is in Sagittarius, bringing that fire and optimism back. It's a great time for travel or starting a new course of study.
But the big news in December is really about setting the stage for 2027.
This is so important for the long-term plan. Your ruler, Mars, moves into Virgo. That's your 6th house of health and daily routines. And this is setting up the pre-shadow for the Mars retrograde in Virgo that's coming in January 2027.
Okay, so that means another slowdown is on the horizon.
It does. That 2027 retrograde is going to challenge how you handle your work and your daily habits. So December 2026 is your last best chance to get those things in order proactively. Start the new health regimen, organize your workspace, get your systems in place now.
So you're preparing in December for a reflective period coming in early 2027 to avoid frustration later on.
That's it, exactly. Build those robust, disciplined daily habits that Saturn is asking for before Mars forces you to slow down and review them all over again.
This has been an incredibly detailed look at, well, a truly defining year for Aries. If you had to boil it down, what's the final core message for someone navigating 2026?
The core message is disciplined action on your dreams, all rooted in radical authenticity. The Saturn-Neptune conjunction is demanding self-mastery, that you combine your big visions with practical, real-world steps. You have to embrace that joyful, creative spotlight from Jupiter and Leo, but remember the lesson of the eclipse. Real strength comes from inner calm and integrity, not just force. This year is all about building a life that can actually sustain the authentic, spiritually mature person you're becoming.
And maybe here's a final thought to reflect on. As you start this new 26-year cycle, what structures can you build right now in your career, your relationships, your daily life that will truly honor those idealistic visions that are coming up for you? So they're built not on impulse, but on a mature, soulful strategy. Maybe take some time to journal about the shifts in identity that Saturn and Neptune are really asking of you. We hope this deep dive into your cosmic year helps you vibe with the cosmos. Please comment, like, and subscribe to this channel, Star Chill Vibes, to catch all our future celestial insights. Thank you for listening.